pretty much investing in ourselves and in our neighborhoods. When I said it took 7 years, nobody went outside and did anything, or nobody did business outside the neighborhood. They built up their own neighborhood for 7 years.
Bingo. And thank you so much for everyone that answered, that was courageous enough to put their hands up and answer that question. Because that is exactly what the Day of Americana was about. As you see, the next couple blocks are all through the Martin Luther King complex area on Mount Vernon Avenue. It was a day when our economy, our community, our neighborhoods supported one another to the point where when we went out and worked, we came home, we shopped in our neighborhoods. There was no need to go outside of our neighborhoods for anything because we had everything we needed. We had the local grocery store, we had our churches, we had our laundromats, we had our dry cleaners, we had our special boutiques and women that would shop. And you already know about the history, or you should know about our barbershops and our beauty salons, which we still have very strong presence in our neighborhoods today, because it's almost as if our barbershops and our beauty salons is where we do connect in conversation and we share one another's stories in those places. And our stories are very important. And that's why we're here today, because we want to emphasize how important our stories are and passing them on to you. Today is 2018, correct? You guys are what the society will call us millennials, or I like to call us solar babies. And we have the best of both worlds. But what we need to know is where we're coming from. And we need to find out what made us so strong. Your mother's and your father's stories are very important to know what made you, why you're here today, and what they gave you, you need to carry on into the future. Yes? Like, I'm going to ask some questions. I'm going to ask you a question like, for instance, what does your mother do and what does your father do? Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. And we are on a time schedule. We want to talk about the quadcentennial.
The assignment is for, how long will you?
This is so great.
Session be in town?
We have like 30 minutes in counting.
How long will your session be? Your group will be?
The program is over with August 3rd.
Okay.
Okay, well, you have time to get an assignment. You know what assignment is? We want you to tell us the next time you receive that, which will be whenever you want us to meet before you leave, and tell us and answer the question that Jessica just asked. What did your parents do? Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Well, if anybody wants to volunteer.
Oh, so I got you. Jada, tell us what your mom and dad do.
My dad worked. My dad worked.
Okay.
That's okay. That's okay.
Right,
You?
does anybody know specifically what their parents do? Like specifically? Andrea.
Stand up and come home. Look up there. She asked the question.
My mom, she is like a not social worker, she helps people with companies. And my dad, he's a mailman.
Okay. Okay.
We got time for one more. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
My dad is a lawyer. He's saw houses.
Okay. Okay.
We thank you guys for coming, because you really, really made our day, because this is what we like to do, to talk to children about their lives and their parents' lives. So you will eventually become an adult, and you will have children, and they will know what you guys have already done. And you will talk to them about how we talk to you guys. The last thing we're going to say, do you want to say something?
No, we just take
It's the 400 word essay.
Okay, well, that's coming.
Right. 400 word
We're
essay.
talking-
Okay.
We will be talking to your leaders about something that we would like for you to participate in, and you will be a part of the history of the community. And the last thing I want to say is, does anybody have a birthday today?
Ah,
My sister's birthday was yesterday.
Okay. Whose birthday is today? Anybody know?
Yours.
Right. Now, can anybody guess? Anybody guess and tell me how old I am? 85, that's a good guess.
75.
You 1 year old. 74. You win the prize.
Yes!
But thank you guys for coming. We look forward to seeing you next week.
what, we're not closing out yet. Not just yet, not just yet.
You have to tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, that's a good question. I was born
I'm
here
gonna
in
pass
Columbus,
around
Ohio,
some. I'm gonna pass
and I
this
was
around.
born, and nobody said the University Hospital on campus. The Ohio State
Let's
University
start this
Hospital
back here.
is where I was born 74 years ago.
I'm gonna pass this around.
I enjoyed.
Are we gonna read it?
I'm gonna read something out of this. I'm gonna pass it around.
I felt that I had an inherent right to educate myself, which I have done. Now, does anybody in here believe in God? God is the one who provides all of us with what we need. And we will see you again.
How long has that been?
Okay. Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
Okay, this is.
Great day. And we will be showing the rest of these things the next time.
Okay, but wait a minute. We want to sing happy birthday to you. Yes? Yes? Because this is a great, not only are we celebrating what is the Quadcentennial Celebration Jubilee, the Quadcentennial Celebration Jubilee actually is an act that was signed into office on February 8th, 2018 by our own POTUS, Donald Trump. Yes, number 45. He did do something awesome for us. And that is he signed a law, a bill, proclaiming that African Americans have contributed greatly to this society. 400 years of contribution. And this is how you can get involved and get excited, because we want you to be active and discussing. And when you go home today, have Q&A, have questions and answers with your mom, with your dad, about where you guys came from in the community. Like someone addressed that their father is a lawyer and that their mother, and someone addressed that their father is a mailman, correct? Well, we want to know, why do we do the things that we do? What makes us, what our inner strengths are all about? Like some of you might just like to draw. Some of you just might like to write. Some of you might like to make things with your hands. Why do you like to do those things? Some of you might like to draw or color or paint or origami. Some of you are into art naturally. Why do you like to do these things? Could it be that you have someone in your family tree that did it also before you? And that is what this is about today. We want to start a community conversation beginning with the children and their parents and their families, talking about who they are, who your mom and dad is, and why they went to college to choose what they do today, or if they went to college at all. You like to say something?
Me and Rain, we like to do art, and our dad, he used to do art when he was a kid too.
Okay, and does your dad have any of his artworks to show you, like any pictures that he took or made?
No, I think it was
that you don't know
it
of?
was either from World War I or World War II.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, because we lost someone that was in the war.
Okay, and that's a conversation to have. We would like to know more about your family tree, and they go all the way back to World War I and II. It's got to be a lot of greatness in your family.
It's either one or two. I don't know.
So that's a conversation to have with your mom and your dad and your aunt and your uncle and your grandma and your granddad. Yes? Yes. And what were you going to say? Okay. Okay. Are we getting excited now? What is your name, sweetheart? Uh-huh.
Because she has school and she teaches.
She teaches choreography. Is that correct? Is that what you said?
Yeah, when she was like when she teaches the after school program for girls.
Yes. That's amazing. And do you?
Elaine Richardson.
Elaine Richardson is your grandmother? That is exactly what I'm talking about. You're so connected. You have so much greatness in you. And this project, and it's featuring some things that I've been passing around the room. And there's actually, I put, you all had like a pamphlet or a flyer on your seat.
I have two.
If you didn't get one, I'll give you one before this ends today. This young lady's face on here is actually a woman. Her name was, we know her as Peaches, okay? And you have a man. That man is my grandfather. His name is Norman Jones I. And he is known as a multimedia pioneer today because he was all into photography and promotion and radio and broadcast before there was TVs. And he came right here from what we know as Columbus, Ohio. This area, the King Lincoln District, more specifically, they used to call it the Bronzeville area. And that is all encompassing Mount Vernon area, Atchison Street, Taylor Avenue, all up into Broad Street. And you see all the mansions on Broad Street and all those wonderful buildings. Those buildings, actually, we own those buildings. Yes? So, yes? In Franklin Park area? The Sawyer Towers. Those, I think those came about in the 1970s. Those came about in a different time period in America after the segregation happened. After segregation happened. I'm going to talk about topics such as segregation and why segregation actually was good for us. It's a strong topic. I know it is. You got the information here. This young lady, she used to date my grandfather. This was his girlfriend, y'all. Okay? This is why I'm so excited, because I just came into the knowledge of my own personal family tree. And we want you to be excited about the knowledge of your personal family tree and why that's going to strengthen you for the journey and going forward for your future. And that I'm so happy to be a part of what this is about today. The Quad Centennial, there's information on the flyer. There's a WordPress. We would like to have your information or your input, your creativity through your stories put on our WordPress, the Art of Living Inc. .wordpress.com. Is about you. It's about your stories and how you make this community stand and why we fight and why your mothers and your fathers did what they did for you. Make it count. Okay? Yeah?
My mom used to be in the army.
Your mother is fought for in the armed forces. That's very amazing. That's not small potatoes, hon. That's a big deal. Yeah, and there's, yes? Your grandfather also was in the army? And grandpa. What army did they, what war do you know that they was in? The Korean or the World War I or II? Or that's a conversation to have. That's a conversation to have with your mom and your dad.
My grandpa was in World War II.
And that's something very proud. You need to be very proud of that. And they fought for our freedom. So we can carry on. Yes?
My grandpa, he's in the army and
Okay. That is amazing. And you said you have the jacket. It's in your room. What did you say? Say that again. You have his uniform. These are the things that we would like to see highlighted in this city that starts the conversation about who we are in the city and the contributions that we have made society-wise. Okay, military, education, in the workplace, all of that is within you. And that is what the Art of Living Inc. gallery is going to be about. It's going to be about your contributions and how you tie into this community and why you matter. I am going to let you guys, we're going to sing happy birthday to my uncle because he actually has put his entire life into this effort. The Art Living Ink Art Gallery is about you. He is the one that God gave him a wonderful vision. And it's going to be, Columbus, Ohio is going to be one of the staple locations for the Art Living Art Gallery, as well as St. Petersburg, Florida. I'm going to start right here.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to sing happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I am going to show a picture of my father and myself. I wrote a book about how I found him in Florida. And we're having the Twin City, Columbus, Ohio, and St. Petersburg, Florida, quadcentenary. We're going to try to get some money to get you guys to go to Florida.
Yes. That sounds good. Yes. Very rich in the things that matter.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Okay. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. All right. Thank you guys so much for your attention. It's been wonderful. Yes, and stay tuned for more on the Art of Living Ink Art Gallery and how we were. Yes, you guys are hungry. Okay. Okay, we're going to have cupcakes. We're going to have cupcakes. Yes, everyone, we're going to have food. Play nice, play nice.
Line up behind him. Ladies first. Ladies first.
Gonna get some.
Ladies first.
Could you hold that? Because you're live right now. You're live. Just hold that. And I'm going to go over there and do the craft table.
Hey guys.